Hey, Bobby Manning, 116-86, the final tonight at TD Garden. Our last edition of the Garden Report here before the Celtics take on the 76ers on Tuesday. But before they make it out of Logan Airport tonight, I want to hit on the Charlotte Hornets, who, of course, this week lost Gordon Hayward for what looks like it's going to be the rest of the regular season and probably into the playoffs with only a bit more than 20 games to go in this season. The Hornets announced that Hayward, with a right foot sprain, is going to miss at least 4 weeks. He'll be reevaluated in 4 weeks for that sprain. And a foot that's caused him problems now, coming back to last postseason with the Celtics, where he suffered an ankle sprain, a severe one that required some significant rehab. I think even a postseason surgery. So, where do the Hornets stand now? No Hayward. Malik Monk's still out for a couple weeks. LaMelo Ball is out for the entire season. This team that had roared to the 4 seed in the East, 25-23, had 2 games on the Celtics coming into tonight. Now, if they're only able to put up 86 points on offense against a middle-tier team in the East like the Celtics, there's a chance that this team could slide in a significant way down to the play-in range. They were 3 points worse per 100 possessions with Hayward off the floor coming into tonight. Their starting lineup with Miles Bridges and P.J. Washington there hadn't even played together before this night, so maybe they figure something out, but this team's brutally thin. Terry Rozier had 22 points tonight in his return to TD Garden. He looked good. He was able to get switches on the Kemba Walker, but when that bench came in, Jaylen McDaniels, Cody and Caleb Martin, some of the younger guys coming in for Charlotte were not able to get it done. Cody Zeller as well, the backup center. They were getting scorched from the middle portion of the second quarter as much as by 18 points against Evan Fournier and the Celtics bench. And that's where this massive margin opened and completely raced to 30 points by the end of the third quarter. So within the flow of these games, it doesn't look like the Hornets are going to have enough depth to keep up with teams that have any. So Malik Monk, whenever he comes back, that'll help, but there's no relief in sight for 2 of their top 3 players in Melo and Hayward. So those guys aren't coming back anytime soon, and the Hornets might be looking at this season. We didn't upgrade at the trade deadline, they'll say. We still have our pick this year. Not saying they're going to tank, but the results will be the results when you can put up 86 points against a middle-tier defense in the Boston Celtics. So what does that mean for Boston? An opportunity here to go after that 4th seed. Miami is laboring at 500. They're trying to integrate Victor Oladipo, and he looked decent in his first game. Bielitsa looks good for them. They made upgrades at the deadline, so that's the real threat for Boston when it comes to that 4th seed. But you also think about the Atlanta Hawks, who beat Boston in 2 out of 3 games this year, own that tiebreaker because of that, and frankly, just looked like a flat-out better team than the Celtics at those periods of time when they played. Now things have changed for the Celtics. They're going to get healthier here. Who knows how the Hawks are going to look health-wise. John Collins just went down for them. So that's another opportunity that the Celtics can look at here and say, let's get that 4 seed. You avoid Milwaukee round 1 almost certainly. You can even get home court if you're the 4 seed in that 4-5 matchup. And you do end up playing the 1 seed then, which could be Brooklyn. Will probably end up being Philly. So you don't get relief for too long. If you want to make a long run in the East, the Celtics will still ultimately have to play one of the big 3, and no one's catching them at this point. But you can put yourself in a more advantageous position by at least getting the 6th. You don't have to do that play-in round, and that is certainly what the Celtics want to avoid. And it looks like the opportunity is there to at least do that, and maybe even get themselves a favorable home court matchup if they can get as high as that 4 seed. Again, tonight, Celtics beat the Hornets. Hornets with the 4 seed coming in. They are now 1 game behind 4 seed, even after all the frustrating losses that we've seen in recent weeks and the ups and downs of this team. Just getting back to 500 now at 25-25, so 22 games left to go. Long sprint ahead. Celtics have to stay healthy themselves, but opportunity has emerged here with Gordon Hayward going down and LaMelo Ball out for the season for the Celtics to pursue the position that the Hornets were in, just above 500, but that's all it takes in this year's Eastern Conference to be a home court team, and I think the Celtics are capable of doing that with the addition that they made in Evan Fournier, and the health that they've regained here. And some blowouts like this, rest for Tatum and Brown will certainly help as well. So this has been the Garden Report. I am Bobby Manning. Check out our first edition. We talked about the game tonight. And subscribe to our Celtics only channel. I want to emphasize that one, Celtics All Access. That's where you only get Celtics content. If you only care about the Celtics, that's what you want to be, as well as our main channel, CLNS Media, for Boston sports and basketball on the whole. Our Twitter is Celtics CLNS. You can get exclusive video. We had a Terry Rozier and Robert Williams jersey swap tonight that I'm going to tweet out in just a second here and is up on our YouTube channel. Not to mention Terry Rozier's intro, a lot of other stuff that was going on at the Garden here. There was a Geno time tonight, so go check all that out on CLNS Media. And me, at Real Bob Manning, and on YouTube, Bobby Manning, not the pastor, he comes first. Number 2 is me. And you can, of course, read me at Celtics Blog, Boston Sports Journal, and CLNS Media, of course. We will see you on Tuesday for Celtics versus 76ers here at TD Garden.